A very warm welcome to my new video. We are going with the play The Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 1. And we have already discussed from line number 1 up to line number 73, 74, like that. In my previous video, I had discussed Salerno's views on Roman god Janus. Two-headed Roman god Janus. Two-headed means with the two heads. Two heads here refers to two different facial expressions. One with cheerful expression and another with a sad expression. Here he had discussed that this world consists of two different kinds of people. One with positive attitude and another with negative attitude. This cheerful expression means people with positive attitude, and with sad expression people are compared with negative kind of people. In order to prove that, he had also talked about parrot and nester. What he actually meant here, since Antonio was in gloomy mood from the very beginning of the play, so he had before told also that Antonio is sad because he himself doesn't want to remain merry. That means he here wants to clarify that Antonio is actually in that mood because he belongs to another kind of people who always remain sad, which should not be like that. So before going with further explanation, today let me tell you something about Shakespeare. He belonged to Elizabethan era. Now what is this Elizabethan era? The time period ruled by Queen Elizabeth over British throne was termed as Elizabethan age or Elizabethan era. There were many prominent writers belonged to this era like Ben Jonson, Edmund Spenser, etc. etc. But Shakespeare occupied a unique position in that. That's why he is also called as father of English drama. Remember, father of English drama. Father of English literature is Geoffrey Chaucer. Okay, Chaucer was senior to Shakespeare. That is why Chaucer was termed as father of English literature, even when this Shakespeare is very renowned and reputed than any other writers. So this was the reason why Shakespeare is not known as father of literature. Anyway, many of the people calls him the so-called father of literature, but actually he is father of English drama. So let us move ahead with further explanation, line by line explanation we are going with. So we had discussed that with the arrival of Bassanio, Gratiano and Lorenzo, Salino and Salino, they had already departed. Now Lorenzo and Gratiano also wanted to leave Antonio with the company of Bassanio. Meanwhile, what happens? Gratiano noticed Antonio's sadness, and on that, what was his remarks? Let us see. He says, it is now Gratiano's dialogue. He says, "You look not well, Senior Antonio. They have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care." He says that you don't look well today, Antonio, Senior Antonio, my Lord Antonio. Then he also trying to make out here the reason behind Antonio's sadness, just like Salino and Salino they did before. So for that he says, actually those who always remain busy with worldly affairs, respect upon the world, means those who have a lot of burden, those who are always busy with the worldly affair, they lose it that do buy it with much care. It. What is this it here? It refers to happiness or peace or success in life. Now, one thing very important here to understand is here that why people remain busy with worldly affair, just to earn success, happiness, and peace in life. But what Graciano says that access of anything is always bad. He says those who always remain busy in worldly affair to earn all those things, they actually lose it. Very clearly he mentions it here. Running behind getting peace and happiness, always remaining busy in worldly affair, they actually lose it. So it here refers to what is that? Peace, happiness, or success. He says, believe me, you are marvelously changed. Means you have changed a lot. You have changed a lot. Then Antonio says, I hold the world, but as the world, Graciano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one. He says here, he clarifies here, he had clarified before also to Salerno and Salino. So he clarifies on Graciano's remark that I hold the world but as the world. Means I see this world as it is, dear Graciano. And this world is just like a stage. A stage where every man must play a part. He compares this world just like a stage where every man, God has sent everyone here to play his or her own role. We all people are just like puppet of gods. Okay, and regarding himself he says, and I am here to play a role of a sad one. Just now he said that this world is just like a stage and everyone is present here with their own role and different functions, and I have been sent here by God to play the role of a sad character. He said, and mine a sad one. So my role is of a sad character. That is why I am sad. He denies from the fact that he is sad or gloomy because of any worldly affair, or he is trying to get success, more and more success or happiness. He simply says that my role is here to play the role of a sad character. On that, what was Graciano's reply? Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter, let all wrinkles come. So if you have got the role of sad one, so I'm here to play the role of a fool. Fool means comic character, who always makes fun. In short, who always wants to remain happy. Just like that parrot, just like that cheerful people who always remain happy in any kind of situation, whether good or bad. So he clearly says here that if you are here to play the role of a sad character, then I'm here to play the role of a fool. Fool, I told you, a comic character, means to always remain happy. And further he explained, let me play the fool with mirth and laughter, let all wrinkles come. Mirth means happiness. Okay, so let me become old with mirth and laughter. Let the wrinkles come on my face with mirth and laughter. I want to remain so much happy that my face, even if I'm getting old, even if wrinkles come on my face, I will remain happy. And let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Okay, it was believed in Elizabethan era. Just now we have discussed. Okay, so it was believed in Elizabethan era that wine is something which keeps the liver warm and healthy, though it is not good for health, but that was belief. Excess of anything is bad. Okay, so he says, let me heat my liver. So I will always prefer to heat my liver with wine instead of cooling my hearts with mortifying groans. Then my heart cool with mortifying groans means instead of groaning with pain, death like pain, I would rather prefer to warm my liver with wine. Then, why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster? So, quite surprisingly, he says here, I don't understand a man whose blood is warm within. A man whose blood is warm within means he's talking about young blood, young man. Okay? He says, I don't understand that why a young man sits like his grandsire cut in alabaster. Grandsire means grandfather. Cut means statue. And alabaster means white stones from which statues are made. So here what he says, I don't understand a young man sits like his grandfather's statue made up of white stone. Grandfather means old man, who is of course not energetic like youth. So a young man who should be energetic all the time, why he should be as lazy as an old man? So he says here, in a very surprising manner, why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes, and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? Okay, so it is a matter of surprise for Graciano that a young man who should be always energetic behaves like an old man, that is his grandfather, okay, who should be energetic all the time. He says at the time of waking up, he is found sleeping. It denotes to his laziness, his dullness, young man's dullness. By being peevish, peevish refers to as if he is caught by what's that, a disease like jaundice. Okay, so regarding jaundice, we know that is a disease in which skin turns yellow. So here this jaundice and by being peevish refers to bad temper, bad mood. And of course here it is referring to Antonio's sadness. Okay, he says, I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it's my love that speaks. So when he's talking about a dull kind of young man, so I hope you must have understood that he is indicating towards Antonio. That is clarifying here. I'm telling all this to you, Antonio, because I love you. It's not me speaking, but it's my love speaking for you. Further, he explains, there are a sort of man whose visages do prim and mantle like a standing pond, and do a wilful stillness entertain, with the purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit. So what he says, there are some sort of man, some kind of men, whose visages means faces are always covered with some kind of seriousness and gravity. Just like a pond, a stagnant pond is always covered with a thick layer of dirt and dust or weeds. Okay, so he says there are sort of man whose visages do cream and mental like a standing pond. Cream and mental means covered. Okay, and such kind of men, they do it willfully. Okay, he says they do a willful stillness in entertain. So they keep such kind of expression. What kind of expression? Serious and grave expression on their face, that stillness on their face willfully. Why? The reason is they want to prove that they are the people of wisdom, gravity, and profound concept. Means wise, they are very wise, they are very serious people, as well as people of great thinking, deep thinking, profound concept, that is. And at the same time, they also wanted to prove that they are oracles. Oracles? Oracles were the people considered very near to God, and their voice was considered the voice of God. Now, who were the oracles? The priests were considered oracles during those period, and they held very important position in society. Now, he says that such kind of people, those who remain serious and sad all the time, they just want to prove that they are just like oracle, very important people, by holding seriousness on their face all the time. Further, he says, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips, let no dog bark. So, when I'm opening my lips, when I'm saying something, no other should interrupt. Who? These serious kind of people, they behave in a manner that they are very important, they are full of wisdom, knowledge, prudence, and when they are speaking, no one should interrupt them. Oh my Antonio, I do know of these. Means I know these kind of people. These refers to serious kind of people, that therefore only are reputed voice for saying nothing, when I'm very sure if they should speak, would almost damn those ears. He says, Casino says, dear Antonio, I know such kind of people, these I told you. Okay, they are reputed, they are wise only up to the opening of their lips. Because I'm damn sure once they open their lips, the people hearing them will cover their ears and they will start blaming their ears. He says that if they should speak, almost damn those ears. Okay, people hearing them will start cursing their ears. Means they appear to be serious and wise only up to they speak. Actually, they are not like that. They are not at all wise, but they are foolish ones, which hearing them would call their brothers fool. Okay, which hearing them. So which hearing them refers again to those serious appearing people. Okay, so once people hear them, they will understand, they will call their brothers fool. So brothers again refer to those serious kind of people. So they appear wise and intelligent and prudent, serious, grave only up to they don't open their lips. Once they open their lip, people will understand, they will start cursing their ears, and they will understand that they are actually fools. Their brothers refers to these kind of people. I tell thee more of these another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait, for this fool gudgeon, this opening. Okay, so regarding such kind of people, I'll tell you more later, but I'll suggest you, Casino says to Antonio, that I'll suggest you don't try to catch fish with this false popularity. He says, but fish not with this melancholy bait. Bait, what is bait? Bait is something which is used to catch the prey. Something like insect or any kind of living creature which is used to catch the prey, for example, to catch fish. So here he says, but fish not. Don't try to catch fish with false bait. Melancholy bait means, what he means to say here, that don't try to earn false popularity by using your melancholic expression as a bait. Come, good Lorenzo, fare ye well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner. Further, he moves to Lorenzo, and since they were about to leave before only, so now they are leaving, and says to Antonio, he addresses Lorenzo, now let us move and we will meet further on dinner time. Lorenzo says, well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb voiced men, for Graciano never lets me speak. So since the environment is little gloomy, just because of Antonio's attitude now, and his friends, of course, they are trying to hunt out the reasons, Lorenzo cracks a little fun here, little just like a joke here. He says, of course, we are leaving you up to dinner time, and it seems that I'm also going to turn into a same dumb wise man. Just now, Graciano has discussed about such kind of dumb wise men who always shut their mouth to show that they are very wise and serious, so and so. So he says that it seems that I'm also going to turn in such kind of men. Why? Because in Graciano's company, he never allows me to speak. Regarding Graciano, let me tell you a very important thing, that he is a very talkative character in this whole play. But it seems that he is saying worthless things, but actually whatever he says, they are very useful for everyone here in the play. So for that, Lorenzo says, it seems that I will also turn to a dumb wise man, because Graciano never allows me to speak. For that, Graciano also replies in a very funny manner, well, keep me company but 2 years more, thou shalt not know sound of thine own tongue. Very good. He says, if you will remain in my company just for 2 years, you're certainly going to forget your own voice. Thou shalt means you will certainly forget your own tongue. Tongue means your voice. So let me end my video today up to here. I have discussed line number up to line number 112. We had started from 74, and line number up to line number, I told you, 112. So for next expression, wait for my next video. Bye bye children.